Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rock and Roll Union Streamcast. Me, CT, as always, guys. Welcome. We have a great show for you this evening. We're going to be joined by Psychedelic Elders, and then later on in the show, we have a phenomenal trop rocker you guys are going to have to check out named Mike Nash. Going to be a great show. Just a quick word about our sponsor, Rosenfeld Dental Associates, located at 1095 Inman Avenue in Edison, New Jersey. Rock your smile with the Rock Doc, Dave Rosenfeld. Nominated one of the top dentists in 2023 for New Jersey, guys. You want to make sure you check him out. Mention CT or the Rock and Roll Union, and you will get a discount upon booking your first appointment there. Also, a big shout out to Island Craft Company, guys. You can check them out on Facebook. They are a phenomenal jewelry custom gift item maker, and I'm really happy to have my boy Chuck Thomas is with us. Hey Chuck, how are you, man?
Evening. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good. So yeah, I was just telling the fine folks we got Psychedelic Elders, we got Mike Nash coming on later on. It's going to be a great show, and see you, man. It's been a couple weeks.
It has. Good to be back. Nice to see you. How's things going? All right.
Things are going well, man. Things are going well.
The 9 to 5.
So we're doing a little bit. Say that again.
I said the 9 to 5 is treating you okay.
It is what it is.
Okay, fair. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
So, just to let you guys know that are watching, we're doing a lead into the big Rock for Recovery event that is happening next month, November 12th at the Landis Theater, guys. You want to go out and check that out, man. It's going to be a great event. Two amazing original artists opening up, and then we have tributes to Tom Petty and Prince. And it is my pleasure now to introduce one of those bands, one of those amazing original bands that'll be kicking off the whole shindig at 12 o'clock on November 12th. Guys, please welcome our good friends in Psychedelic Elders. Joe, I gotta mute your mic. There we go.
How you guys doing? Great, man. How you doing? What's up, Chuck?
Hey, guys.
Good, man. So, Joe, we talked a little bit before we came on air. A lot of stuff to talk about. One thing that I didn't know about that you just told me earlier, and I'm really excited for it, is the brand new album that's coming out.
Yeah, we're putting the finishing touches on our third album. A lot of songs that we've been playing for people, but we just haven't really put on disc yet. We're just putting the final touches on one of the last songs to go on it. A new one called Suburbia that Griff will expound on if he wants. We just started basically playing that one pretty much in the last couple of shows we did. And we're finishing up on the artwork and the design and stuff. It should be ready soon.
Yeah, I saw you guys before the record at Tapped, I believe.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, we were there.
I've seen you guys before the record a few times, man. You guys are fantastic.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Really good, cool groove and a yeah, you guys just even the look and the your presence. It's really cool, man. You guys got a very cool thing going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I dig the name too. The name's fantastic.
So
yeah,
thanks.
That was serendipitous.
So a comment real quick, Chuck. Big show next week with Chuck Thomas and the Bad MFers and the Resonators. So looking forward to that as well. But Griff, can you tell us a little bit about the Suburbia? I'm very intrigued.
Well, it was written in the 80s, a long time ago. It's finally seeing the light of day with Psychedelic Elders. It's a song about, the struggles of life, finding somebody to live with. The chorus is, last night I got a glimpse of Suburbia. Everything they always said was true. Last night I caught a glimpse of Suburbia. Suburbia belongs to me and you.
Nice.
So it's that type of song.
Yeah.
It's a love song. I don't write a lot of them.
Yeah.
So you guys said it was from the 80s?
And I got to say,
So in the 80s, you guys were obviously weren't Psychedelic Elders. Were you like psychedelic 20-somethings?
Well, no. But we have this whole shtick going on about being the psychedelic youth, and we were on our way to Woodstock, and the plane got sucked into the Bermuda Triangle,
Nice.
and we were in Atlantis, and we missed Woodstock, and when they put us back, we were old.
Oh, that's cool.
We renamed
cool.
ourselves
Yeah, I
the
like
Psychedelic Elders.
That's the myth.
I like that a lot.
That's the myth.
Really cool.
The legend.
You
See,
gotta
you-
have a story, right?
Yeah, it's like not
Yeah.
only just a cool name. That's a really neat little story about it. That's awesome. I really like that a lot.
But,
Yeah, it's on.
but
Actually,
we've been together for 10 years now,
yeah, this band's been together for
coming
10,
up on 11.
Yeah. But Griff and I go back literally with different bands to the 70s. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
we
we do.
played together for a long time. So,
You can feel like a very familiar, like you guys are very familiar with each other when I've seen you
Right.
play. You know, he's
Oh, yeah, definitely.
definitely think alike, and you know where each
Right.
other's at, kind of thing.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
family.
yeah, appreciate you noticing that, Chuck. But you know,
Oh yeah, dude.
you,
Oh,
you
yeah,
get
very
you get
definitely.
that. You know,
Especially, you guys were something different that came through for the record, so it really kind of stood out. You know, the first
Right.
time I saw you guys, and yeah, I think it's fantastic, man. I really do.
thank you. Well, we owe a lot of it to guys like CT for taking us under his wing to kind of get us more exposure when this band was getting put together 10 years ago. One of the first big things we did was one of his Rock for Recovery. That's how we met over
cool.
at Hot Shots, like 9 years ago, whenever it was.
Rest in peace.
And
Yeah, we go back a long way with Rock and Roll Union.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
we have a
you
lot
guys
of
go from the
gratitude.
beginning.
You guys we have a lot of gratitude with CT for that.
CT is a bad motherfucker, man. He does get
Yeah.
around. He does do some
Yeah.
things.
He is that.
And believe it or not, I haven't been there yet, but I heard that Hot Shots is reopened as a sports bar now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did say they're going to put together, I guess, live entertainment eventually. The stage is still there in some form. Greg,
That was a stage, man.
yeah, Greg Marzilli from Blue Relation was over there, I guess, last week on the opening week, and he said, "Yeah, it looks completely different. It's really cool, though." He said, and it looks like they're going to be eventually putting in live entertainment. Hopefully, will include bands like the guys that are in the Rock and Roll Union, like it used to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Hot
that
Shots
happened.
was the Rock and Roll Union home base, man. Well,
Yeah.
he did so
Yep.
many shows over there.
Well, we were
And,
kind of there. Yeah, we were there a lot with Tommy Davis and China Cat Julie. He had a residency there on Sundays.
It's funny that all of us have played there a lot, but none of us have been there together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You know?
crazy, isn't it?
But I played there many times, probably like the early 2000s.
Right.
That was a great place, man. I love that place.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear it's back open. I didn't know that. I have to check it out.
Yeah. Just last week, I think it just reopened.
Oh, that's cool, man. I really
It's
like
it's
that.
Game Time Sports Bar. I think it's called now.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that's what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about one of them popping up. I didn't know they were getting hot shots. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we'll book
And,
a show together this time.
Maybe
Hot
we'll all
Shots.
play there together one time.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. That'd be
well,
cool.
Griff is the head of the Harmony Foundation, which is a conglomerate or a consortium of all musicians and artists and or creative people and stuff that he just started a few months ago. And maybe through the Harmony Foundation, we can put some shows together at places like the New Place and others.
Yeah.
Check out Harmony Foundation online, Chuck, to join up.
I will.
Definitely. So
I certainly will.
CT
Thanks,
is,
man. Thanks for the heads up.
See, Rock and Roll Union and Harmony Foundation are actually like sister.
like a partnership.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, CT's administrator there too.
He's also
And,
the man. CT's also the man on the weekends. You know what I mean?
He is
Like,
the man.
slightly, you know what I mean? He's just
Right.
the man here and there.
We were happy that he wanted to be involved with it because he gets things done.
Definitely.
Funny,
Yeah,
CT
I
and
tried.
Just met. We just met a few months ago, man, and ever since I met him, I've run into 8,000 people that know who he is. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy because I've never heard of him or came across his path before, and then played at Landis and met, and then I'm telling you, ever since I've heard that guy's name from somebody else. Oh, you know CT, or
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, man. Guy gets around. He's all right. He's all right. That guy.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
try.
What do you guys
But,
have coming up? You guys have anything coming up?
To talk a little bit.
Yeah, we have a gig on November 12th at Landis Theater.
Oh yeah, I'll be there for host. I think it's coming up. You got nothing else. I
No,
know.
we're actually we're doing an open mic as a feature at the Rail House
Oh, cool. I just did that last week.
on the 18th, a week from Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
October 18th.
Nice.
And
I'll come down and check it out. I love that.
And we may, I'm not sure, we may or possibly be doing another showcase with For the Record and Danielle over at the Palestiner again.
Oh, nice.
Next month or the end of this month, I guess, depending on what she's doing. So there's a couple of things a couple of irons in the fire. We're hoping to have.
We're gonna come check you guys out at Rail House.
Yeah, we're hoping to have the CD, basically available to people on November 12th.
Oh, nice.
Because we're real close to getting it done. So hopefully we can get the pressings done by then and have some copies to give to some people.
Yeah, I'm certainly excited to hear you guys like on tape. I bet you it's a little different. It's very cool. I'm excited. To hear
Well, you can check us on our website, psychedelicelders.com. We have the albums are available and the music there, and it's on Spotify and Prime Audio and all that stuff too.
Oh, nice.
The first couple albums.
It's funny. I never think to check out local bands like that. I never think to look them up.
Yeah, they're there, man. We're there.
Check on Spotify. Like we're not all on Spotify at this point,
Right.
Yeah, but it's like trying to find one star in the sky. They're trying to direct people to the fact that you're there,
Yeah, right. It's very true.
But I wanted to ask you guys a little bit about your thoughts going into Rock for Recovery. If there's any personal connections to the cause and I know you guys have been with us before at Rock for Recovery. This one, of course, is a little bit bigger than the ones that we've done.
Yep.
Big shout out to Ray and Casey and everybody over at the Landis for letting us do this.
Right.
Any thought going in, guys?
Yeah, we're looking forward to just being on the big stage finally.
Yeah,
but it should be quite the spectacle for the cause of what you're doing with the Rock for Recovery Foundation stuff, and hopefully we draw a lot of people to the thing, and get a lot of basically a lot of money brought in to help that recovery cause. Definitely, that's what we're here for, to do it.
Well, the whole issue kind of hits home with me. I've had too many people, good friends that have died from drug ODs.
Terrible, me too.
I just,
Yep.
It's a tough thing.
Yeah,
and
it is.
If we can raise some awareness and raise some money, that'll be good. We're going to try to help out.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's important.
What's cool
and too many. It's out there. It's just too many people are vulnerable to this stuff, man. And to educate them on the dangers of it too is also important. Before anybody gets sucked into that vortex of despair and stuff.
And if you think about it, the two of the bands that are on the bill, Tom Petty and Prince, are both artists that passed away from fentanyl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. Right.
It's like,
there's a connection there.
Serious,
Yeah. Exactly. Right. And look, we all have personal. I mean, you have people, like I said, we all have people that we lost to the ravages of drugs and stuff like that, and them not getting the support before things got so bad.
Right.
And that's important. To be able to intervene and prevent spiraling downward of people that are in trouble and have the support system for that. It's important.
Yeah, it's important. I'm a former addict. It's important to make them feel like you understand.
Right. Exactly. And without being judgmental. Right.
Yeah. It's not like they're like a bad person or.
Right. Exactly.
It's a tough thing to fight, man. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And look, I'm glad you're past it. I didn't know you were. That you had that problem in the past, but I'm glad to see you're on the other side of it.
Yeah, thanks. Me too, man.
Great.
It was a mentality thing. I was very unhappy, so
right.
It was
that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to kill myself, but I'm going to do this, and maybe you know what I mean. It was very
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like having people around, the support system. Look, we have people in my family who have mental health issues that that we've helped get through, and it's like the key is not to judge.
Right.
And to just support and give them whatever help they need to get better.
I mean, if you throw judgment at people that are in the midst of addiction,
it just makes it worse.
They'll push you away, or they'll feel worse about themselves. It's a delicate balance, man. So,
right, and it turns into a really bad death spiral if you don't.
And something else that I don't think people touch on.
Not what it says, we don't know what the hell they're putting in.
That's exactly right.
Right.
It's scary, dude. Scary shit.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they're putting fentanyl in marijuana now, so that's like really scary. Like,
it's dangerous shit, man. Yeah.
It's. But I mean, one thing that no one really touches on is the effects the addiction does on the loved one, the people close to that person.
Definitely.
And my 2 older brothers, before they passed, I tell people it was almost like having a cancer patient in the family. Not a matter of if they'll pass, but when they'll pass. That's how bad they were, and it's scary when you get to that point.
Right. Yeah, I got to. I mean, fortunately, I don't have anyone in my family that was ever at that level, but I've had people who've had drug issues but have gotten past it. Close members of my family. And it's but you see the despair, and you see the stress that it causes on everybody else in the family when it's not being worked on, and their person is not being helped, and it affects everybody around them. Like I said, I'm fortunate.
It's
members of my family got through it.
It's an easy time to get caught up in that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's so easy now to get caught up in that. I mean, everything is just negative. I mean, the television news, forget it. It's negative. It's like we're bombarded on all sides by negative press or whatever, and it just seems to rub off on everybody.
You go into some of these cities. I mean, I know that Philly's got some areas, and Camden too. It's like the goddamn Wild Wild West, and they just kind of let it happen. That nobody's really doing anything about it. That's fucking scary. When did we get to that point where this was okay? Like, we're just allowing this to happen. I see I see videos every day of people in Kensington filming people, all over the street, just nodded out, and there's cops just hanging out. I guess no need to do anything.
Because there's no funding for anybody to provide support to get those people out of it.
I never thought of it like that.
I mean, that's a big part of it, because it's like their hands are tied because there's no community service groups around being funded to get those people the help that they need. That's what they need, somebody to talk to. They need somebody. Right. The first step you need is somebody that they can talk to that's not going to judge them and say, look, this is how I can help you get out of this. You have to want to get out, but I can help you get there if you want to get there. And that's key, man. That's the most important thing, is that making a personal connection with that person to go, look, I care whether you live or die, and I can help you get better. But the thing is, the money's got to be there for community groups to be able to provide that kind of stuff, and that comes down from government. I mean, that's it's just so screwed up right now.
Oh yeah,
like I was thinking, like they have drugs flooding everywhere in the cities. They don't have enough money for funding, but these drugs are getting in.
But the drugs are getting in, right?
Yeah, that's fine. We have plenty of those.
Well, because the money is funneling to the pockets of the politicians as opposed to going into the communities, to the people. That's the problem.
It's awful.
It's insane. It is.
It's awful that we're like being, it's almost like we're puppets in a sense to some.
We're all cannon fodder.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sad, man.
Right.
Yeah, if you're not rich.
Yeah, exactly. Right. If you don't have the funding and the money, and that's a big part of it. Right. It's a big part of it. Because if you have enough money, you can take care of your family member, on your own, with funding. But but who has the ability to do that? It's few and far between.
And
a lot of people don't even have basic health care.
Right.
let alone community support for drug treatment and stuff.
Probably a good 50% of the country doesn't have regular
just to be able to go see a doctor or a dentist, let alone get care for people who are addicted.
And the funny thing is, most of these opioids came from the big pharmaceutical companies that are in it to make money anyway. And then
the opioid epidemic is placed solely on the pharmaceutical. Pfizer, whoever was making oxys, man. That shit's they flooded that shit, and and it bothered me when
they sold people the story that it wasn't addictive.
Yeah,
that's what the whole thing. Well, it's a great painkiller, and it won't be addicted by it until it's too late.
until
and it's like
people in the communities are dying by the hundreds.
Exactly, and the thousands, really.
Crazy, dude.
Well, yeah, I just heard the stat today. I read in the paper. It was yesterday or today. In Philadelphia, the record of overdoses is like all-time high, and we're only in October.
Most of the shit is stuff that they don't know what they're doing. They're doing fentanyl.
Right. But they've reached the level beyond a full year from last year to now, and we still got 3 months to go in the year.
Imagine that we've reached a point in society that heroin is not the strongest drug out there.
No, exactly.
That's
scary.
Awful.
Yeah.
Like at this point, insane. I know a few addicts that were in the midst of it. They were like hoping to get actual heroin. Like they would get actual heroin, they'd be disappointed because it wasn't as strong as the stuff that wasn't.
As the other shit that's out there, right?
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a shame. I mean, and it's like the solutions are there, but there's not enough.
Why does rehab have to be so expensive? I feel like there's a way to not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like in charge of any finances in any the country, but like. I feel like
we can fix it if we want to.
Community thing and people
we can fix it if we want to.
And, and not make it such a just a hard thing to obtain. I mean,
I'll tell you the pure simple reason: greed, dude. The word greed. Says it all.
That's
the people
exactly
in power,
where it comes from.
Right, the people in power and the greed that they have are all what causes a lot of the problems, you know, and the money's going to the wrong places. It's there. We just aren't seeing any of it. It's going to the wrong places, to the wrong people and the wrong places. And the people at the bottom are the ones that suffer the most. That's just the bottom line.
Meanwhile, people are losing their kids. They're losing their dads, their mothers, their uncles,
more now than ever.
Brothers, sisters, and I lost tons of friends, man.
I don't want to get political, but that's the reality of it.
It sure is. Sure is.
It
sure is. And it really got under my skin when it was like the opiate epidemic for years, a decade at least.
Right.
And then when it was like, okay, so now we realize we fucked up and we killed all these people. I saw a commercial. It was like Chris Christie was like, the opioid epidemic has ravaged families and da da da. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, you're the problem.
You're part of the reason.
Like last year, you were on the other side of the fence. Now rehab is the dollar maker. So everybody's pro rehab, and I noticed that, like on the radio, for instance. I mean, there's a fucking rehab commercial every 10 seconds. I don't know if it's like that anymore, but when they really pushed that rehab thing hard, which isn't a bad thing. But
that's where the money is, though. But it's about the money. Yeah, it's about the greed. They can benefit from the other side of it now.
Yep.
But they're not doing it.
3 years earlier, they weren't saying anything about rehab, and now it's like listen to the radio. They're like, "Hey, you can go to rehab. Oh, do you have an opiate problem?" Because
exactly. Right,
and they know that it was over.
They created the animal, and now it's like, well, now we can fix it, and you're going to pay us to do that too.
And then they make things like Suboxone. Yeah. I mean, it's not an answer to put somebody
right.
And I've noticed that I used to work doing some painting out like Mount Holly and stuff, and I used to sometimes take the bus and I would get off at the Camden Transportation Center. And when I did, there was a bunch of, and not judging or saying anything negative, but they were all selling their Suboxone to get dope.
Right, to get the real stuff. Right.
I said, they just new currency out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Created a new currency.
So it's not fixing the problem; it's just adding more to it.
I mean, I there's not one standing on this corner that's prescribed Suboxone that's not selling dope,
Right.
And they were doing the right thing. It wouldn't be
exactly. It creates another leg to the spiral, basically. That's why to get back to focus on what we're here to talk about for the show in November. It's why it's so important for people to know that what CT's doing here is one of the few things that works toward getting people help.
Absolutely.
And get them
and
off
created by an amazing the charity that we're helping is an amazing charity based out of Egg Harbor. Started by a mom and dad that lost their kid to an overdose. So they know
they've been there
firsthand.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the right kind of
Stop the Heroin is the name of the charity. Say that again, Griff.
Those are the right kinds of of charities, where they're smaller charities, they're hands-on, they
Right.
know what's going on,
And they've been
not
there.
like a big
Yep, that's
corporate
exactly right.
charity.
Right. Well, that's pretty,
I was doing things for autism, did walks for autism the past 3 years, and started learning more and more and more about Autism Speaks and how crooked of a company and corporation that they were. So we readjusted that this year and did the Mesa Metal Fest at the Nail instead.
Right.
And that money went to a charity that was around the corner. So yeah, we really refocused and rethought about where our money and effort
right.
going to, and we like to help people that are close to home.
Right. Right. Yeah, and keep it local, and keep it to people that are real, that are doing the help
Yeah, if
at
you
the
keep
grassroots level.
better chance of helping more people if you keep it
Right.
local.
At the grassroots level, which is great. You know, it's not going to, like you said, corporate funded or the corporate coffers.
It makes me sick to think that organization like Autism Speaks is ripping people off.
That's a shame.
It's basically like, oh, there's a like something affecting people. Oh, cool. We're just gonna we're gonna milk that as much as we can.
Again, greed, man.
Yeah.
That's the one word that
Yeah.
come back to every time. Greed.
Disgusting, man.
You know.
Yeah, I found out
that's
that
the world we-
corporation, like 20% goes to the actual charity, and the rest was all
Right.
like spent out
Wow,
between the
man.
CEOs
That
and
sucks.
everybody
sucks.
else.
Yeah, so everybody lining their pockets except the
Oh.
people that need it.
Yeah, they're like, we'll start a charity.
Yeah.
We'll actually give charity the 20% like it's an agent, and we'll keep 80.
Yeah, and we're keeping 80%.
Oh.
Right.
We'll let people feel
Yeah.
guilty of not working because we're not putting the money into it. You know.
Right.
Sad.
Yeah, that's the world we live in now. I mean, everybody's got an angle.
And it's
And not
working.
everybody, but too many people have an angle, and you have to be careful about where you're focusing your attention to what people to help. What organizations to help.
That's
CT doing it the right way
That part is the people that don't have an angle are usually the ones that are struggling to get help,
to get right.
out, get noticed, or anything. It's
Right.
it's almost like it's almost like controlled in a way. Like
Yeah.
you guys are a little too quiet. You need money to make money, and
Right.
here with the Feeks, we have all of it. So
Right. Yeah, that's the problem. Well, CT, I'm glad that it's an organization that you vetted for the drug treatment program and stuff that they are, and the charity that they are. That's great. Because at least we know that the money's going to go to the right place, and it's going to get people help.
Yeah, they have about 12 group homes in Jersey. So
Cool.
12
That's cool.
treatment centers in Jersey. So great people.
Expressed this already, dude. I really appreciate you bringing me in on this event. It's really cool. I'm very excited to be a part of it. Got a few people coming out. And it's real exciting, man. It's nice to do something good. It's
Yeah.
nice
That's
good.
November 12th, and it starts at 12, right? Noon?
Yeah.
So
And you get to see fucking
12
bad.
at 12 with you guys, man.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah, everybody's got to get out there early if you want to see Psychedelic Elders, because we're the first band on for that day, and
Get
we're going
out there early, guys. We're
going
going to have the state. We got a couple people coming in from the state. They're going to be handing out Narcan kits. So if anybody feels the need to help those around them, there's no reason not to. And we also have the Stop the Heroin people table there as well.
Great.
And kick-ass bands like Psychedelic Elders will be rocking the stage, man. Really excited for that.
Yeah, we can't wait, man. We can't wait.
Honestly, if anybody's listening and thinking about going, if you guys are going on early, it would be foolish to come out to this event and not catch you guys. So if anybody
Appreciate it.
make sure you're there early.
Thanks.
Be worth every second.
Yeah, well, we're going to be pounding that in everybody's feeds. That make sure you get out there early enough to catch us, because we don't want people to miss a great show.
Yeah,
from the beginning to end. I mean, we're going to be there all day. So
Love you guys.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Hey,
we'll be
guys.
helping.
If I all of a sudden disappear from the screen, I just noticed my battery's pretty low.
All right.
So
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
So
Well,
I'm not going
I
to purposely disappear.
No,
What's that, Chief?
I know you, Griff. But so you guys go on at the Rail House. Is that next week?
The 18th, a week from Wednesday.
The 18th, guys. Make
It's
sure you
2
get
weeks-
out
2 weeks
there
from
and check
today,
out
yeah.
Psychedelic Elders.
Yeah,
It's the
today's
18th.
Wednesday. Duh, today's Wednesday.
if-
2 weeks from today.
Whatever Wednesday. It's one of these Wednesdays.
2 weeks
Yeah,
from
every
today.
2 weeks from
you
today,
guys
will be
missed
the
them at the
feature
Rail
artist.
House.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna
Make
come
sure
check,
you get your asses to the Landis.
I'm gonna come check you guys out at the Rail House next week, CT. So I can
Cool.
probably join you on the podcast from there.
Cool.
Keep up to date what's going
Oh
on. Or
yeah,
whatever.
that sounds good.
If you guys are playing, I definitely want to come check you guys out, and I really like it there at the Rail House, man. We played there last week and maybe 2 weeks ago. We get an incredible fucking reception there, man. People
Cool.
really stuff, and
Yeah, I've heard it's supposed to be a real cool place to play. So we're looking forward to it.
They're all genuinely paid.
Well, our drummer is actually there tonight helping out. He's just kind of sitting in with George, I guess, with the house band and helping out our drummer, Jim. Patty, our bass player, had a prior commitment. That's why she couldn't make it on tonight. But,
player, by the way, fantastic bass.
Thank you, man. I'll let her know. I really appreciate all the kind words, dude.
Absolutely, man. I mean it too, man. You guys are a lot of fun to watch. I mean, every time I get to get you guys, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing you again, man.
Well, the thing with the band, when we first put it together real quick, was basically to do stuff like this, what we're doing. And it's really just the whole purpose of the music is like try to if we could make somebody's day a little bit better by what we played for them that day, and it helps to get them out of their rut. That's what we're there for. That's what the band's like primary focus is. And if we can help people along the way, so much the better.
Keeping that kind of attitude, man, you guys will never lose. You'll never feel like you didn't make.
I'm having the time of my life, man.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, as musicians, really, it's hard to kind of be out for money these days.
Yeah, I've never was, so
genuine musicians that love doing it, and like you guys doing it for cause
for the love of the music and to entertain people and make everybody's day a little bit brighter.
I like making people smile,
exactly. That's what we do it for.
Make them feel connected.
Positive ripples. That's what it's all about.
Positive ripples. That's exactly
positive ripples. Little at a time.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Cool.
Well, guys, thank you so much. Where can people find you guys at? Where can people find you online and those kind of things?
On our Facebook page under Psychedelic Elders on Facebook. Also, psychedelicelders.com is our website. It has calendars of our upcoming shows and stuff like that. Also, links to our music and songs. We're also on YouTube and Spotify and Prime Video or Prime Audio for the albums. The first couple albums are actually on all of those. And you can also, through Amazon CD Baby, to stream or even order CDs and so on. So
I'll tell you what,
we have two albums out now.
Great stuff.
And the third one is on its way. The third album is going to be called The Psychedelic Elders Happened to You. It's going to be kind of a trippy psychedelic pop rock record with a lot of the songs that a lot of people know that we haven't put on record yet. So, to go along with the stuff from the first two albums.
I'm looking forward to going down the Psychedelic Elders. I'm going to definitely.
Cool.
Hey, everybody, don't forget to check out the Harmony Foundation.
Oh, right. The Harmony Foundation is a consortium, again, of the local musicians and artists and entrepreneurs and anybody involved in the entertainment music industry or art even to help foster a community.
Comedians too.
Right. well,
like Griff said, they are a sister association with us. So
Rock and Roll
definitely.
Union, right.
Great foundation, great organization, guys. Make sure to check it out.
Right. Thank you very much.
We all have the same goal. Rock and Roll Union and Harmony. Same goal. Get people together. Build this scene back up.
Build the music scene to where it used to be back in the 70s and 80s when people worked together to put shows together. For the greater good.
They don't like when we join together,
Guys, thank you so much for being here.
You got it.
Thank you.
Say that again, Chuck.
Nice. Great meeting you. See you again soon. We probably met at one of the Palace Diner shows or something.
I definitely talked to you guys before, but I like crazy.
Right. But we'll meet up and talk for real. And CT, we'll see you soon. Maybe at the Rail House.
Absolutely, brother.
Before we get before we do the November show. Looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a great time.
So.
Gentlemen,
All
have a
right,
good night.
guys. Good seeing you.
Have a good
You too.
night, everyone.
Take care,
Have a good
man.
night, guys.
All right, take care.
Okay, see you now.
So there
Yeah,
was Psychedelic Elders, guys. Big thank you for them coming on, man. Really, really cool guys. If you guys are into psychedelic music, really, really cool guys, but they're not as deep psychedelic as say the Grateful Dead or somebody, but they're really great music. Guys, going from a really hard edge conversation into a guy that, man, I envy his lifestyle. Guys, please welcome Trop Rocker Mike Nash. Mike, thank you so much for being here, bro.
Hey guys, thanks for having me, man. I like your segue there. That was pretty cool.
Nice to chat with you, brother. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks for inviting me, man.
Man.
First time here, so I have no idea what we're doing.
So
So you got to lead me.
We basically just
I gotta
and-
admit, I'm a long time parrot head, big time parrot head.
Nice.
I must have cried for 3 days a month ago when Jimmy passed, but I always kind of kept trop rock on the back burner when I did this organization. I did a lot of hard rock and metal and things like that. When Jimmy passed, I said, you know what? I want to start bringing some of my favorite stuff in, which is the trop rock stuff. And Charlie Imes. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Charlie Imes.
Oh yeah, I love
Charlie Imes was our very first guest. Charlie's a good dude, man. He was my very first guest when I started doing this, and that was going on 6 years ago.
Yeah, Charlie's a great dude, man. I love Charlie.
Yeah, he's really, really good guy, down to earth. But that's what a lot of trop rockers are. Mike, if you could kind of sum up what you would say trop rock is all about.
Oh
for
man,
anyone
okay.
that's not heard of trop rock. I know it's a loaded question, but
well, the best answer I've come up with is it's music when you're stuck in your cubicle at work or somewhere that's just, in the cold or whatever, and you want to be at the beach or you want to be on vacation in your mind. It's the music that kind of takes you there, and it's not all necessarily tropical. It doesn't have to be palm trees and rainbows and stuff. I mean, but it's an escapism mentality of, I don't really want to conform to the stand in line, grind of the world. I want to escape a little bit. I want to live on an island.
I want to waste away in Margaret.
And it's kind of the music that sort of backs that up. Yeah, kind of. That's the tip of the iceberg, and the iceberg is a lot bigger than Margaritaville. But yeah, basically.
yeah. But I wanted to.
Now it might surprise you guys to know because I did a little research. So I don't know if my phone's stuttering. If I'm sorry if it is.
For some reason we are.
No, you're good.
Okay, there we go. All right, yeah. It may surprise you guys to know that actually my early days, I wasn't always trop rock. I actually started hardcore heavy metal, and that was my music back in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I was playing all the hard stuff and had bands doing that, and then I kind of evolved. I grew up in Nashville, so I kind of evolved into country music through the Garth Brooks era. So I'd go out and play gigs, and we'd be doing like some old school Metallica or some Danzig or something, and then turn around and do a Garth Brooks song. So I'm kind of all over the board.
That's a wide.
Pantera followed by George Strait.
So I mean, I got to ask, what you said that that Nashville kind of changed you, but was it just Nashville? What made you kind of steer the way that you went? And there's a big difference between, and I really try to explain this to people, there's a big difference between country and trop rock. There's some similarities there, but there is a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, when people ask me what do you play, and I say trop rock, and they're like, "What is that?" And I say, "Well, it's kind of like older country in the sense of the storyteller. I mean, each song is usually a story. It's not just words thrown together.
Right.
I very stress. It's not modern country at all. This modern country stuff is not what I would call country anyway. So, but a lot of people, their first impression of country is modern country stuff. So, for me, actually, I'm one of the rare musicians that's actually from Nashville. I grew up in Nashville. It was my hometown.
And city. I love that city, man.
Yeah, it's a fun town. It is. It was a great place to grow up.
Really cool out there.
I got to learn from an early age the business side of the music industry as opposed to just the music. And I actually moved from Nashville to Cocoa Beach, Florida. I chased the Jimmy Buffett dream because I got into Buffett music in my teenage years. And I was like, man, I always wanted to sell it off and move to the beach. So I did that in 2006. And that's actually when I started playing for a living in Cocoa Beach, Florida. I didn't really play much in Nashville because you don't make a living at it, So I'm kind of the opposite. I kind of had to leave Nashville to go find my success, where most guys move to Nashville to find it. I'm kind of the opposite.
That's cool though. I'm glad to hear that you chased something and you got it. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Good, man. And it's funny that like you said, you started getting paid for gigs. That's pretty cool, dude. That's cool. That's a real neat thing. How many people can say that,
Thank you. Yeah, I tell you, man, it's crazy how my story goes and what led me to where I'm at and how where I'm at in my life and my career. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not thankful that I get to do what I dreamed of as a little kid for a living. I get to travel the world and
great, dude. That's really cool.
And the cool thing is, I think too, in this modern world with technology, with this, with podcasts, with internet radio, with all the social media and stuff. I mean, I don't have money. I'm not, I'm not some rich guy. I don't have record contracts. I've never had record deals or anything. You can build your career. You're on your own, and you don't have to sell out to the main system. And so there's actually a lot of similarities in the I know it might not seem so on the surface, but between the hard rock genre and the rock and roll and the heavy metal genre and stuff, the rebelliousness, the anti-establishment, it's the same thing in trop rock. A lot of us we're not quite
as colored shirts, that's all.
We're not as angry about it. but we're very anti-establishment. We're very anti-corporate America. We're very like do it yourself, the little man kind of thing. So grassroots, there's a lot of similarities.
Agreed. I actually since Jimmy Buffett passed and CT being such a big fan, it had kind of intrigued me enough to check out a little bit more of Jimmy Buffett. I'm familiar, but not very. And checked out a few other things that kind of Spotify suggested. And you're right. It is very, there's a rebellious theme to it, and there's a like, you can fucking do it kind of thing. It's like almost like an uplifting kind of a feel. It's really neat, man. It's something I love it when I learn something that's always been there and I never checked it out. And then someone kind of pushes me the way and I'm like, oh man, this stuff's really good. It's
I mean,
exciting. It's exciting.
You can go down the rabbit hole for a long time on track because Buffett is kind of the godfather that sort of started everything. But then even at the mainstream level, there's a lot of other artists that came along like Zach Brown Band and stuff who I really I do have a lot of respect for them. They're badass.
Great. They're great.
In any genre of music, they are badass. But then we have our whole the trop rock thing is kind of a whole underground world. There's about maybe 40, 50 of us artists that are part of it, mostly solos and unfortunately predominantly men. We need more women in it. I think, we're starting to get more girls and women into it finally, as far as the artists go. But there's probably at least 20 of us that tour full time all over the Western Hemisphere, making their living doing this. And it's a pretty cool because it's about the community. It's about the people,
What's beautiful about those tours is how many you guys do in backyards or how many you guys do going from house party to house party. Right. And that's almost like punk rockish, but you're in somebody's backyard doing it. And that's amazing to me.
Yeah. That is something that, man, credit just the way things have happened. I mean, I've been in trop rock now since 2012 is kind of when I got started with the band called Southern Drawl Band. And we were kind of like a Zach Brown Band. We were a lot more Southern rock and country side and with our trop rock side. And And when we started back then, man, there was only about maybe 4 or 5 house concert venues around the country in our genre. And because of COVID, you know, when everything shut down and stuff, I mean, a lot of people were still having parties in the backyard. So we go play, not we with the band, but just We Trop Rockers. The band broke up in 2018 and I just went solo. And so, you know, like in the last couple of years since COVID, I mean, it's just exploding. I mean, we were really, you know, a lot of our followers, a lot of our fans and stuff are older. I mean, they follow Jimmy Buffett. So they're in their late 70s and their 80s. And that's kind of the generation that started all this 30 years ago. But, you know, in the last 5 years or so, we're seeing a big influx of 50 something empty nesters. The kids are grown. They looking for something to be a part of. And this is it's a great scene. I mean, it's built in friends, great music, good times, you get to travel.
And like I can just tell by the music, the nature of the music itself, probably a lot of nice people and very cool, understanding.
Very cool people.
You know, like down to earth people and real, you know, like it's a
real
authentic feeling and like a welcome feel, you know. I kind of got that vibe. Like
that is, I mean, if I had to sum up I probably played 1,500 shows for these people all over the world, and I've never even seen an argument, much less a fight. You know, I mean, everybody gets along, everybody, you know, and it's an older crowd, so you're not going to really have any of that. I mean, you don't get assholes come around every now and then, and they just kind of find their way away, and it's just good people, man, doing good for the community, raising money for charities, you know, putting some good out in the world.
So it should be. But I was curious, like, so you're obviously just a solo artist. Do you play everything? I listened to some of your stuff today. Are you like on the record? Do you have guys hired in to play stuff?
No, I coming from Nashville, I learned the Nashville thing a long time ago. I mean, you could sit there and spend 2 weeks in a studio, or just go get the pickers, you know, the best guys in the world.
Yeah, man.
And they knock out an entire album in about 9 hours. So it's like, and then I go, and of course I do all the vocal parts, and I mean, I play acoustic guitar, and you know, that's my gig, but I'm not a studio guy. You know, there's got studio guys, and in our world, I mean, you really
gotta be like,
you know, like if you got Metallica or something, or Pantera, you need to get them in the studio and capture their sound.
Right.
But in our world, I mean, it's predominantly, most of country music and everything is all the same 10 or 15 guys in Nashville making all the records, you know. So
now when you tour, do you do the same thing? You take the same guys on the road, or do you just kind of, it could fly, you know, changes in and out? And
honestly, I had I think I'm somewhere around 95 shows for the year, and I had 5 of those as band gigs. So
no shit. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's predominantly solo, but when I do get
shows, that's awesome. Congrats, dude. That's really good.
Thanks,
great
man.
Number.
I tell you, you know, like I said, I had the band thing. We started as just a small town, and we're in Knoxville, Tennessee. We started as a small town little band, playing bars like most of us do, playing covers, evolved into writing the songs. And by 6 years later, we were touring all over the country on our own. We had our own tour bus. We were opening for big acts and stuff. Built it through the Parenthood world on our own, without all the record deals and stuff. And so I know that world, and I know that life, and I got to check mark it in my career. But you know, now I'm like, man, it's so much easier to tour by myself. I take my fiance with me, and
it's a little like cost effective too. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to go by yourself.
God,
you know, and touring is through the roof. The price of touring is outrageous. I mean, you know, and it's difficult. It's difficult when we're already musicians and we're already struggling as is, and play all these shows. We try to get all these places, and it's like, you know, you used to make it more expensive, to make it harder on us. It's like, damn, man.
Yeah,
you know, but
I mean,
it's great to see you still do it, man. 95 shows is pretty impressive. You know, by October, that's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah,
So,
I've been lucky enough to be doing it for long enough now, where I've kind of critiqued the shows that I want and the touring schedule that I want, and so I basically my requirement is, if I can't wear flip-flops, I'm not going. So
nice.
I tour up north in the summertime. We tour down south in the wintertime. I get to pick and choose kind of where I want to go.
That's a great one to live by.
It's a good gig.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's great, man.
So, Mike, I got a big question about an upcoming gig that you have. I know you've done some Meeting of the Mind type stuff before. It's a very unique year for Meeting of the Minds with Jimmy Passon. And any thoughts going into that? I mean, I know you're playing, is it October 16th?
Let's see. I think no, I'm doing.
I know it's coming up quick.
The 20. I'd have to look at the schedule. I think it's the 26th is a Thursday. That'll be a solo, and that's actually a ticketed show. And then the Saturday night, we're actually doing the reunion show of the Southern Drawl Band. We haven't played together in 5 years, and so
Oh wow.
they had us work. It's kind of like because we all stayed friends. That's the coolest thing about it is, when in our world, and of course, I think it's an age thing too. The older we all get, it's like when we were in high school, you break up with a band, and it's like a girlfriend. You never want to see them again, except but in our world, man, we've still played a few things together here and there. We've stayed friends and brothers, through the whole thing. So my biggest thing was we never, in all the years and everything we did, man, we got to open for Buffett in Key West. We opened for Skinner. We opened for Charlie Daniels in Tennessee. We did a lot of cool things for a bunch of guys on our own.
Man. That is very
But what we never got to do was headline the festival on Saturday night, main stage spot. So I kind of held out, for the people in the genre. I said, look, man, offer me that and we'll get the band back together. And they finally did. So
nice.
We're really excited.
That's great, dude.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's
Dude,
gonna be cool.
I like to hear that, success like that it's refreshing to hear somebody kind of hustling on their own and making it work. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's
I tell you,
inspiring.
man, I know that we live in a bubble in the trap rock world because we have such a great fan base, man. They're so supportive. They still buy CDs. They buy every time I go to a show. They buy T-shirts.
The age too. The older crowd still is interested in CDs and still collects that shit. It's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're really, really lucky, man. But being in this genre, being at the point in my career I'm at, like you said, I mean, you don't get it overnight, but it's proof that if you're willing to hustle and get out there and work for it and sacrifice some, you can still do so. You can still make a living doing what you love and get to live the life you want to live, through music.
It's cool because I just got to be honest, a lot of times it's discouraging. There's a lot of days where, my band and stuff thinking about, it's like a mountain, it seems like it's like a mountain that you never get over. It's nice to hear that at every now and then, it still pays off.
The best,
it's really cool to hear.
Advice I could give to anybody is find the people that want to hear you.
Yeah.
And then never say no to a gig. Just keep going out. There's literally times when I built fans one fan at a time. I remember one time we drove all the way from Tennessee all the way to North Dakota to play at some bar because they gave me 5 nights in a row and it paid $400 a night. And they put us up and we were like, yeah, man, we're on tour,
Yeah.
And there was one night we played to the bartender all night long. But, it's like we picked up a few fans, and every gig you play, you pick up a few. And the magic of social media these days is you can bring all that together and tie them together and keep in touch. And,
Yeah.
But to be fair, you played for the bartender like way far away from home. So,
well,
that's a bartender is never going to,
we did get free drinks that night. So it worked out.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Frank. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Frank.
Yeah.
So one question I got for you, Mike, is with Trop Rock, you guys end up in some of the most amazing, crazy locations that you guys wouldn't normally see yourselves in. What are some of the coolest places or some of the most foreign locations that you found yourself?
Oh, man. My absolute favorite, without a doubt, is a little island called Ambergris Caye in Belize. It's a country of Belize. And most people don't even know where the hell Belize is, and don't worry, because I didn't either before I went there. I thought it was in Africa or something like that, but it's actually just below the Yucatan part of Mexico, like down south of Cancun, basically. It's the first country of Central America.
That's cool, man.
And it is absolutely amazing. And what's so cool about it is it was a British colony until 81. So they're just like us. They grew up speaking English. Their customs and their ways of thinking, the ways of doing things are all English. So it makes it really easy to talk to people and get around and get to know people as friends. And it'll blow your mind how much they love like our music, American music, hard rock, country. You go out in the bush there, whatever you want to call it, in the jungle.
Yeah.
And it's just all locals wearing cowboy hats, out ranchers and farmers and stuff. And they're listening to old George Jones and stuff. And
that's great.
They love American music. So that's definitely one of the most eye-opening was like, man, we're all the same, dude. We're all doing the same stuff everywhere I've been. We've been fortunate enough to be to 47 countries, I think, so far. And
wow,
the language is different and the food might be different, but everybody in this life wants the same things. And we're all just trying to get through this thing at a good time. So
want to be loved and want to be happy. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Another one that really stands out, it's like in the middle of nowhere, is a little town called San Carlos, Mexico, and it's way out on the Sea of Cortez side of Mexico, like up in the right across from the Baja.
okay.
And I mean, it's just like one of those places you drive to. It takes like a 6-hour drive through the desert, and here's all of a sudden you hit the ocean. There's this tiny little town, but there's a little community of expatriated Americans that live there that I just got connected with through a friend of mine, Mark Mulligan, and who plays down there, lives down there. He's American, but he lives down there. And it's like one of those places you go, how the hell did I get here?
Yeah.
But in a good way. Like,
yeah, how the hell did I get here? And then your answer is trop rock. You're making making music you love, dude. That's
it, man.
That's awesome, dude. Like really,
When you're singing songs about, having fun and taking life easy and not taking yourself too serious. And a lot of my theme personally is just kind of reminding us all that we're all going to die. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we spend so much of our time in this life not avoiding death and like we're afraid, not talking about it and stuff. And it keeps us from living, man. I think, my whole mantra is, man, count every breath, live every day. If you woke up today, man, it should be a good day. Try to forget what the news and all the bullshit tells you to mess with your mind, man. Just enjoy this life while you have it.
Keep
Don't worry about what
and
you don't have.
Upset.
Some of these places that we go in, some of these countries we've been to, man, we would look at them from America and we go, oh, those poor people, they're so poor. They have nothing. They live in shacks. But yet you've never met happier people in your life because they don't have all the stuff. They don't have all the monthly payments and all the crap that stresses them out. And, the guy goes out and
it's like these poor people that are like, they're all celebrating and dancing. Yeah,
they're hanging out with their families and they have a good, they're like, I have a story I tell during in my show before a certain song that I play. And I say, every morning I'm sitting at these places, I'm having my morning coffee and I'm looking out into the water and stuff, places we're at. And there's always the guy in the ponga boat that comes out every morning, the little boat, and he's fishing, see him catch a few fish for an hour or so. And then he goes back in, and I imagine he goes and sells a couple at the market and then probably takes a few home to feed his family. And then he's parked up at the bar for the rest of the day with his friends, having a good time, and goes home to his wife and kids that night and gets up the next day and does it all again. And, we're kind of trained in America to look at that and think that's sad, but it's actually sad to live our entire lives chasing a carrot so we might get a few years of enjoyment at the end of it to do exactly what he's been doing his whole life, which is go fishing.
If you're lucky, like if you get those few years, it's a sad thing. You're right. You're chasing a carrot, just running on a treadmill, chasing a carrot.
Yeah. So I guess a big theme of trop rock, and especially my part of trop rock.
So we had
is stop chasing the carrot. Come have fun. And that's a big thing about all of our shows. Everybody's welcome. We don't care what bathroom you use. We don't care who you voted for. It doesn't matter who you voted for. We're getting screwed either way, so it doesn't matter.
It's for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Like, we're all about, man.
So Mike said
all that shit at the door. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Somebody said, seen you many times, Mike, you rock. Hope to see you soon. Hate to miss meeting of the minds.
Super cool.
So that's from Tiki Mike, my good friend Tiki Mike.
Meeting the Minds question, but real quick for the Meeting the Minds thing, we're all very excited about it, actually. Obviously it tears us all up that Buffett's passed and we've lost our captain, but I feel like we already kind of felt like, the Meeting of the Minds Festival has been going on for 30 years and 26 of those in Key West. Normally festivals that old don't move.
Yeah, right.
But the fact that it's moving to Gulf Shores, it's a new fresh area. There's the logistics are easier. It's a day's drive from half the country. And, we kind of feel like it's a passing of the torch to our generation of trop rock now to sort of take this thing and take it to the next level and make it bigger and grow it. And we got guys like Christian Bush from Sugarland coming down playing shows. Billy Dean, was kind of big in country music stuff. So we're starting to get the attention of some of the bigger name guys that, Nashville put out to pasture 10 years ago. And plus we've got we're probably one of the only genres where you can come to an event or a festival and you're going to see 4, maybe even 5, at least 4 generations of artists on the same stage playing the same crowd at the same time. Like, We got guys in their 70s still playing. We got guys in their 40s and 50s like me. We got people in their 30s, artists even in their 20s. It's crazy. And we're all just one big family, man. We're friends. We help each other. It's not some kind of step on each other to get where you're going kind of thing like some music genres are. So pretty cool, man.
That's awesome.
It's exciting to hear, man, that such a thing exists. I'm impressed, and I wish you luck, dude.
Thanks,
you're
man.
And you're fucking killing it. It's really cool.
Well, you're gonna have to come check it out.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Hell yeah.
You got to come to one of our parties sometime.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
dude.
my last question.
You're
my
only
last
playing
question
where
for you,
flip-flops. I'm coming. You know what I mean?
My last question for you, Mike.
Yeah, flip-flops aren't a requirement,
Well, no,
but
but
I do tell everybody when you get started,
as long as we can wear flip-flops.
when you first get started with us, go ahead and start saving for a fresh liver because you're going to need it. Probably.
Yeah.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
Now with the Southern Drawl getting back together, any hopes on a new album?
We are not getting back together. It's just a reunion show. I don't want to mislead people.
Just
Actually,
a show. Gotcha.
The guys are doing a great job. It's a band. Their band is called Rebel Railroad. Look them up. They're doing a great job.
Them, they're fantastic. I've definitely heard them.
They're kick ass, man.
Yeah, they're cool, man. I dig them.
So basically, what our band was, Southern Drawl Band, was drums, bass, lead guitar, and then we had a fiddle player named JD, and I was acoustic guitar and vocals, and he was vocals. So he's got just as strong of a lead vocal voice as anybody, and he's just as good of a frontman. So we kind of had two frontmen in the band.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was a really cool little, sort of like an Eagles type of thing. It was kind of cool. So when we split, they decided to reform as Rebel Railroad, and they're doing all of JD's music. He writes some great music.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of hitting that red dirt country Texas thing right now, that sort of sound.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting big things from them, man. They're kicking ass, and I'm proud of them. So we're just kind of getting back together to do one show because a lot of the people in the trop rock world really miss. We kind of ended the thing sort of abruptly at the end of 2018, and a lot of people didn't get a chance to say goodbye and see us one last time. And so we're kind of doing this as sort of a swan song,
Gotcha.
with no intention of getting back together anytime, any full time kind of thing. But
any new recording for you, Mike?
Yeah, I just got back from Nashville last week doing a bunch of new songwrites, and my friend Aaron Schurz and I are in the middle right now of recording, of getting done. Hopefully in the next few days. Nice. We got a new single we want to hurry up and get out, and basically it was inspired by the loss of Buffett, and I know there's going to be 100,000 of those coming out. So, but this one's kind of got a pretty powerful message, and so we're going to try to hurry up and get it out in this next week or so. Beyond that, I'm looking at getting in the studio probably in December, and I've got enough for a new album coming out. So that'll be my third solo album. So things are rocking, man. I'm very, very blessed.
Mike, where are you from originally?
I actually grew up in Nashville. You said
that. I'm sorry.
Musicians, but I moved to Florida in 2006, and then back to Knoxville, Tennessee in 2010, and this has been home base since 2010. So.
Man,
where are you guys
at? How can people find you, Mike?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We're from South Jersey.
Nice. I play in Hightstown, New Jersey, in the middle of the summer in June, and then I do another show out on the Jersey Shore of a house concert out there. They're super cool folks, man. Jersey is the South of the North.
Yeah,
we are.
That's fair. That's
it
fair.
Is. There's more rednecks in Jersey than the whole state of Tennessee, man. And that's a good thing. If people are looking for me, it's really easy, but it's my name backwards. There's some guy in England that's got MikeNash.com, and he won't come off of it. He wants 10 grand for it. So I'm like, screw you. So I'm NashMike.com. They can find links to not only music.
What's Mike Nash owns the domain name do? What does he do? Is he an artist?
Actually, I think it used to be an artist page from England, and then it's just locked up now. Like they want 10 grand for the page or something, and I'm like, man, I got pay $1,000 for it. I got to ways around that.
That's fine. Nash Mike does just fine. It'll work. They'll get there.
But yeah, on there they can find all my music links, all the everything they need, video links. My whole world is there. And also at the bottom, there's some really good links. For people who don't know anything about trop rock or what this is, there's good links to my favorite radio station that spins a lot of good trop rock music called Radio Trop Rock. And there's a direct link down there. And then at the bottom too, there's a couple other links with Saltwater Independent Music, which is an organization that kind of supports all of us independent musicians, as well as the TRMA and the PHIP, which is the Parrot Head side of things.
Yeah.
So they can get a lot of information there to help learn. And man, we welcome everybody. I mean, you know, I don't care what kind of music you're into. This can fit into your life, and I think you'll dig it. And it may inspire you in your other genres too, to get some folks together and have a party. Hey, what's up?
There's Dylan. Hey, Dylan.
It's Dylan.
Is that Dylan? Okay,
But,
cool.
Dylan.
Nice to meet you, Dylan.
What's going on?
I dig the vibe, man. Looking cool.
Let me say what's up.
So, Mike,
guys,
thank
thanks
you
for
so
having
much
me
for
on,
taking.
Dylan's out. Just
Say
saying
that
bye.
again.
Hey man, if you get a chance, Dylan's band Zenora, fantastic band. You get a chance to check them out, man. Give them
Nora. Just Nora.
Young guys.
Zenora. Zenora. Zenora.
All right, cool.
Fantastic.
I'll check them
Man.
out.
Very,
Man.
very, very good guys. They're younger guys. Early 20s. They're fucking great though, man.
Love
And
it.
I've been fortunate enough to kind of steal them from my band, so they're pretty cool. You know, they're Zenora and they're also bad motherfuckers too. So it works out pretty good.
Nice.
But I'll tell you what, Mike, CT kind of already got the ball rolling with me checking out the Trop Rock, chatting with you and learning a lot more about the community and stuff, man. I'm very intrigued. I'm definitely going to look more into it and check it out, man. You certainly gained my interest, at least, you know.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Just chatting with you, you tell you're a fucking a genuine guy, and, you know, and it's cool to see that you work your ass off and you kind of get what get something back. It's really neat, man. I'm happy for you. I hope that continues, brother.
I appreciate it, brother. I tell you, I honestly, I truly believe it. I wish everybody, when you find your happiness and you find your purpose in this world, you want everybody else to find it, because it would be such an amazing world if everybody could just be so happy. And, you know, like I said, it doesn't really have to do with stuff. It's just find your level of happiness and wake up every day appreciating this life and every breath that you get. I feel like, and by the way, I don't know if I told you this or not, but you guys are my very first podcast thing that just found me after Buffett and everything. Like, I just got your message the other day, right? And it's kind of exciting for me and for a lot of us, because we had a feeling there's going to be a lot of people out there who were, you know, maybe they were a little into Buffett, maybe they just went to a show or two, but there's going to be a lot of holes in people's lives that now need to be filled. And we're welcoming all those people to the Trop Rock movement, because I really feel like we're doing the same thing. The parking lot and Jimmy Buffett shows and all the family feel and the fun loving, laid back attitude. That's what we do pretty much every weekend somewhere in America, you know? So, it's exciting to see we're already starting to get something.
We have people like you. It's great that we have people like you, Mike. It's great that we have people like you.
Thank
you.
You
have a genuine, you just have a genuine kind of fealty, and you're really in it for the right reasons, dude. It's very cool, man. Very exciting.
I promise, man, you guys,
I don't know how or when,
come to any of our shows and you'll find that
that
all of the other artists are the same way, man. We're all,
I believe it for sure.
We have a saying. I wish all the other genres that I've played in before were this way, you know, but we have a saying: a high tide rises all boats. So what's good for one of us is good for all of us if we do it together.
Sure, absolutely is. And I wish like most music communities would feel that way, but like I do some hip hop stuff. I mean, I have a band now, but I was a rapper for a while, and that's a very competitive and cutthroat community that I just don't like.
And it's a shame, man, because
I have a lot of love for a lot of people in the community, but I mean, overall, as the way artists view each other, and we're not looking out for each other, and it's a step on you and get over you kind of mentality. That's not me, man. I don't like that.
That's where I kind of credit growing up in Nashville. I got to see all that from an early age from artists, and I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm going to be, but I know I'm not going to be that. You know,
right?
Because there's room, there's enough pie for everybody, man. You know, it's just, and plus, if you all work together, whatever your genre is, whatever your little niche is, if you find a group of people, a family to work together with, all of you are going to take that way higher than one of you ever could. You know.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because, like I said, I rapped. I just was a rapper for a long time and did stuff to beats and stuff, and then I recently put together the Bad Motherfuckers, and you know, they were already, like, with Zenora and the bands that had already existed, and the members of my band, they already had a little bit of a community. So we got a family of a couple bands that we play together pretty often, and we're always looking out for each other. We get a gig, we try to get the other ones on, and it's cool. That's the world I'm used to, is bands working together, not rappers kind of like just being mad because the other guy got something he didn't. It's a very shitty kind of way to go about things, And
it is, but I mean, hopefully those people evolve, in the, it's not just that genre, it's a lot of other genres too, but I mean, hopefully people,
plenty.
It's funny, like once you get your thing and you have your living and you're doing what you love and whatever, it's like there is no competition, man. I want this for my friend. Why not help my friends out to get this? It's not taken away from me. You know what I mean? I've got my thing. So I think it has lots of.
I always look at it that way. I want other guys to be successful. I want guys from New Jersey that rap to get on. And there's a lot of guys that are similar to what I was doing.
Yeah.
I want them to get on because that means it'll be closer to me getting on, or people start paying attention this way.
Puts more attention to you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I always looked at it like when I was ever do shows, I was a little bit picky about who I would do shows with or what shows I would get on, because I wanted that kind of atmosphere where we were all in this together, and if we are like a unit for the night. There's 4 artists on this bill. We're like a fucking unit for the night. Let's all entertain and make.
That's when it becomes really fun.
Yeah, and like you said, exactly. We have a blast when the groups of bands. We get Guests and the Resonators, a couple other bands that just kind of come and go, and Psychedelic Elders are usually around too. But like we hang out together, man. It's a good time, dude. We were all very like-minded. We have great things to talk about, and it's cool. It's nice to feel like home or like welcome somewhere,
I feel you, brother. I'm blessed enough to get to live that every day, including with the fans. I mean, that's another cool thing too about our genre is, we're not huge, man. I mean, I'd say probably at capacity. Okay, Meeting of the Minds is our big Super Bowl event, and we'll probably have at peak 3,500 people there, and that's once a year. I mean, most of our events are 300 or 400 people. Most of my house concerts are 60 to 100 people tops. So it's a small thing, but what's nice about that is I can look out in an audience and I know probably 80% of those people's names.
Yep. If you don't, you can get to know them. Cool. Get to know their names by the end of the night.
Exactly,
because there's not many there.
And that's what I love about it. It's like we're not up on some pedestal, some amazing musician that can't be touched. I mean, we're right out there in the crowd, hanging out with people. We go on vacations with these guys. We just enjoy it, man, because they give us so much good energy, and we give it back.
And when there's that kind of environment and that small groups and stuff like that, and people that are they're into it, and it stops it from getting exploited, or it stops it from becoming this fucking bigger thing than it is, and it's not what it was anymore. It's cool to see communities like that exist. And like I said, I'm new to this whole trop rock world. I'm very intrigued, man. It's very cool. It's neat. It's neat. I like.
Like I said, you're welcome to come and join more. Actually, they do. It's already happened. That's the problem with this time of year is we're kind of winding down all the festival season. So there's not much stuff left. But don't quote me on this, but I think it's in July. They do an event up there, and they bring up about 10 of our artists. So just in your backyard, I can't think of the name of. It's just outside of Philly. It's in the Jersey side of Philly.
Oh no shit! Oh cool.
That's right where we're at. Yep.
Boomer Blake.
Make sure we add each other and have contacts and stuff. So I'd like to come check you out if you're ever in this area, man. I would definitely come check you out, dude.
Definitely keep an eye on the schedule. I put out my summer tour schedule. Usually about January, and you guys will be on. I put 2 Jersey dates on there, and those are usually always in the middle of June.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, if you're familiar at all with Conchi Joe,
we'll cross paths one day soon, brother.
Yeah, I know Conchi Joe. Yeah.
Conchi Joe's about an hour from us.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Nice. Yeah. See, we got people spread all over, man.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for hanging tonight, my brother.
Dude, I'm glad, man. I appreciate you guys asking me on.
Yeah, man, it was awesome talking to you, dude. It was nice meeting you and chatting with you. I wish you luck, man. I hope everything keeps working out for you, and keep that smile on your face, dude. It's nice to see people a little relaxed and happy. It's cool. I dig that a lot.
Life too short.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hey, you guys keep in touch, man.
Sure will.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in and watching tonight. I appreciate that too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we
have a good night, Mike.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Good night, brothers. Stay safe, man.
Bye.
So that
Dude.
was Mike Nash, man. And
Holy shit,
Chuck.
what a cool guy, man.
It's
That
so
was a
chill. I mean,
very inspiring interview, man. That was, you know, like I said, it's nice to see people win, dude. It's nice to see good people win, and Mike seems like a great guy. And
when these guys come through, what they do is it's $25 to get to the show, and all that money goes to the artist, and then everybody brings something to share with the food table, and you BYOB.
yeah, I remember you said that
And
when we were at the rail house. You were telling me that about that kind of community.
yeah,
It's
like
fucking cool.
it's incredible. And then you get these guys from everywhere that come through all parts of the country. Like, see this guy all over the world, man. Belize, that's insane to me.
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you what. Like, you know, you and I next summer sometime. We're gonna go to a drop rock show together. We're gonna catch one together, man. You could show me the ropes. You kind of introduced me to it a little bit. Honestly, I didn't know a lot about Buffett. I didn't hear a lot, and it's one of those things where I can't say I wasn't a fan because I didn't really know a lot. You know, I mean,
Right.
I hadn't really paid much attention. And then when he passed, and a lot of times when artists pass, especially artists I'm unfamiliar with, I'll dive in a little bit just to see, you know, who they were, just because, you know, as an artist myself, I kind of feel like I can relate, and you know, I try to understand where they were at. You know, I try to listen to my own music and understand where I'm at. You know what I mean? But
right.
After Jimmy, I mean, Jimmy's you know, I have tons of my friends' parents and stuff. I have plenty of people I know that love Jimmy, and you know, and then seeing you, you know, being so, you know, so just pushing Jimmy and you know, reminding everybody that he was what he was and how great he was, really inspired me to check it out, dude. And I'm telling you, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole last night. I really dug it, man. Really dug it. It's exciting.
And I'm glad you did, man. And to tell you the truth, the main thing is that Buffett was the songwriter that Bob Dylan admired. To me, that's wild because
Wow.
yeah, when Bob Dylan was asked who his favorite songwriter was, he said Buffett. So
Wow.
that's
a big fucking deal, dude. That's a big deal.
Yeah, man.
I know Bob Dylan even had a favorite songwriter. You know, he's like, it's me. You know.
Yeah, right. So, but Chuck, I'm looking for my. Bear with me for one moment. I'm looking for my fancy device. Let you know who we got coming on next week.
So wait, you sent me that Ricky Rock quote.
Oh yeah. I totally forgot about that. The Ricky Ratman quote. Do you have that in front of you?
I could. Let me see. Where did you send it to me? Do you remember?
Your email.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's right. Give me 1 second here. This is my big media zone here. Hey, so I'm resurrecting. I don't know if I told you. I think I might have mentioned it to you before, but I'm resurrecting my podcast, the Over Opinionated Asshole Club.
Good shit.
Yeah, I have 4 episodes out now. Me and Mike just recorded an episode a couple days ago. I got to work on some edits and put it out. But you know, I'd love to work out a time where me and you come on the show. We chat. It's a whole different format. We won't be interviewing anybody. We just kind of we'll pick in advance. What I was trying to do with most of the guests or the Over Opinionated Asshole Club, the idea is that it's always me as the host, and you know, anybody can come on when they want, and we just previously discuss what we're going to talk about. Mostly music. We try to keep it mostly music. It doesn't have to be music, but I want to get in the idea of, like, for instance, Mike and I were planning on doing a show about Guns N' Roses. Surprise. But we made a pact. Like, all right, so we're going to listen to all the albums again, like today, like, you know, right now, instead of, I just remember what every song on Use Or Lose One. Yeah, of course you do. But, like, you know, I find when I do that, I listen to the albums with a little bit of a different perspective, or maybe I'm listening to it for different reasons or whatever it is. And I've done this with a lot of albums, dude. It's cool when you're listening to deeper albums for like research, you know, as opposed to just enjoying it. It's like I did a whole thing with new metal albums where I listened to all the debuts, and I tried to, you know, figure out which one was better. And it was a list. It was like 20 albums of bands that I loved when I was, you know, in that era. I was 17, 18 years old. Cold Chamber, Korn, you know, all those heavy ones. I'll tell you what, man, the Limp Bizkit album, the first Limp Bizkit album, because a lot of these albums I listened to many times, like since, you know, like Deftones, Adrenaline, I've listened to it 1,000 times. I still listen to it regularly. So it wasn't that fresh, but I hadn't heard Limp Bizkit's $3 Bill Y'all in a long time. And god damn, it was blew me away at how original it was. It sounded up against all of their competition at the time. You know, all the other albums that were coming
at
out.
that time, yeah.
I mean, dude, because the first album too, Fred's not much. He raps a little bit, but he's not like really pushing that rap thing. He's still kind of got like a bit of a hardcore thing, or he's got more of a scream, like Stuck, and you know, he rap a little bit, but it's not as. He got a lot more hip hop as they went on because the machine was like, hey, you got to be more hip hop. But really though, I mean, Wes's guitar tone, and just there was a lot of things about that album that, like I said, I didn't listen to that in years, dude. I mean, I fell off of Limp Bizkit pretty hard after Significant Other. I wanted nothing to do with them. You know, I'm good. Did all for the nookie. I'm out. You know, however,
Right.
Most fantastic shows I've ever seen though. But listening to it again and just, I mean, as soon as it came on, dude, I was like, whoa. Now, my experience with Limp Bizkit was I went to see Deftones on the Around the Fur tour in '97, I guess it was. And it was Limp Bizkit's second time in Philly. And they came out, and I had no idea who they were. I'm not sure if $3 Bill Y'all was out or if it was about to come out. It was very close. And, you know, we have no idea who these guys are. Limp Bizkit's a weird name. We're like, what is this, you know? Fucking Wes comes out full makeup. He's doing the tap shit. And I mean, dude, we were blown away to see that for the first time live with not even any idea going in. Was like, wow, man, this shit is fucking like, it's layers of cool, you know. It was so many things. And it was interesting because Fred said, like third or fourth song in, he said, now it's a Deftones crowd. So they loved Limp Bizkit. That was the right crowd to be in, you know. We took to them greatly.
That's awesome.
And then Fred said, you know, this is our second time in Philadelphia. Our first time was last night opening for Faith No More. We got booed off the stage. Now, if you think about it, Faith No More fans in '97, they certainly are not liking Limp Bizkit, dude. You know what I mean? That's not Faith No More fans in '97 were very selective, and there was like only a small knit group that it was a big group, but I mean, they were tight knit, and they were very opinionated about things. Limp Bizkit would not be something that that crowd would be into, I could say. But he was like, you know, it was amazing. And playing the same venue 2 nights in a row, opening for 2 different bands. And he's like, the energy in this place, night and day. They were literally throwing things at us last night. You guys are fucking, you know, pitting. We're crowd surfing. I mean, dude, tell you about that show was amazing. That was a blast. One of the best shows I've ever seen, too.
And to me,
Kid
that's
Rock.
kind of crazy because we're going to actually, Chuck, we're going to save that for next week because we only got one guest next week.
Okay, cool.
Because I got to wrap up soon, but we'll save those quotes for next week. But to me, it's kind of crazy that Faith No More, who is a band that kind of did that rap rock thing before anybody.
No, they started it. They fucking started it. I mean, all those rap rock bands, the real thing was their biggest influence. I mean, most of a lot of them say that, you know.
I'm a hardcore Faith No More fan, dude. I love Faith No More.
Love them.
And I can't see the big difference to the point of billing them off the stage for having Limp Bizkit open up.
So if you think about it, I mean, you know, the real thing was a bit of a rap, you know, I mean, we're not going to deny that they are the rap rock roots. You know, every band that loved that, you know, from that genre credits them at some point. But, you know, as they got further, like King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime, like their albums they weren't very rappy. You know, they were a lot more creative and alternative and experimental, and maybe there were some elements here and there, but that's what I meant. Like that their crowd kind of like it was like molded into something where it was like these guys are snobby, like stuck up dicks, you know. They're like Tool fans, you know, like nobody could, you know, God forbid you say anything bad about Tool, you know what I mean? Like, but it was like I could see that. I totally, because I was into Faith No More at the time. Still, I mean, I always was since I was introduced to the real thing. And I didn't even know they were there in town the night before. I was a little upset about that. But like, as he said it, like, oh yeah, we got booed off. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. Because I can imagine what this room was like, you know, like as far as, and not really like a hostile thing. They're just unimpressed, you know? Like, I mean, Mike Patton is a fucking man. So like Fred Durst are like,
Mike Patton is probably one of the greatest vocalists out there.
His vocal range is fucking incredible. His stage presence is amazing, and his fucking, I mean, just and how funny his banter is on stage is great, dude. I'd never gotten to see him live, but I have watched countless YouTube videos of them at festivals and stuff. And god damn, I'll tell you what, go down a rabbit hole watching some Faith No More live shows, dude. You won't be disappointed, especially if you're a fan. I mean, I probably watched like at least 40 or 50, over the last like 2 years. And dude, they're all good. Like they're all so good. Their sets are always crazy different, and Mike's just funny on stage, and just
Oh yeah,
they're so cool, man. And they covered like Lady Gaga. There's so many things going on with them, man. They don't make them like that anymore. They really don't. And I'm sure
brother, that about wraps me up, dude. I gotta actually.
Oh yeah. You got it. We'll talk all day. Yo, man, great show, dude. As always, good job. We'll be in touch throughout the week, and thanks again, always, for having me, bro.
Hell yeah, brother. And guys, until next time, don't just leave it better. Have a good week, everybody.
Peace, guys. Later, brother.